Elisabeth Meinecke here for OFB TV.
And I'm Tara Wheeler for OFB TV.
It was a wild one here tonight at the Verizon Center. Actually, Knubel told OFB on Thursday after the game that the Caps were trying to do less of this fly by the seat of their pants scoring, but that was definitely how it ended up tonight.
Exactly, and even John Erskine said in the locker room earlier that this was a roller coaster type of game. That was definitely indicated by the scoring. 6 different goals scored by 6 different players, and those were Ovechkin, Green, Semin, Hendricks, Erskine, and Steckel. Erskine with that game-winning goal. We asked him in the locker room, when was the last time you had a game-winning goal? And he said he couldn't remember having a game-winning goal since back in his younger days, was his exact words. His younger days was the last time he had a game-winning goal. And when I asked him, you know, what kind of put forth that extra momentum, and he said it was the lucky mustache. His wife may not like it, but he may have to keep it around for a little bit longer. He actually had kind of a momentum-changing fight against Eric Bolton of the Thrashers, and I think that lucky mustache also added some power behind the punches and his little rock and roll attitude, looking like the lead singer of Metallica minus the teeth, because he landed a solid probably 6 or so punches. So I think Eric Bolton maybe had been regretting agreeing to that little fight over there.
Yeah, it was a great old-time hockey fight, and Erskine basically told us after the game that he went into that fight wanting to change the momentum. So actually, you know, another thing that kind of changed the momentum towards Atlanta's favor came in the second period after the Caps scored their 4th goal. Atlanta pulled their goalie, Chris Mason, and you know, Mike Green told us after the game that he doesn't know what it is, but when that goalie change happens, it somehow gives the other team momentum. Atlanta was actually able to tie it up 4-4 for a good chunk of the game after that. But another player that really showed up tonight again was Alexander Semin. He had 1 penalty, but he also came through with a big goal. And Mike Green was actually telling us after the game that he really feels that Semin came into camp this year with a different attitude. He said that when Semin doesn't show up, the team struggles, and that they're really depending on him.
And we were talking earlier today, Liz said that it almost seems like Ovechkin and Semin have kind of switched bodies. Ovechkin with some uncharacteristic mistakes today, and in yesterday's game against the Sabres, he only had 1 shot on goal. And today, he was responsible for a turnover. He missed the puck on the point. It ended up being a turnover that ended up being a goal. And the goal was kind of fluky. A lot of the goals were kind of fluky. A lot of weird bounces, pucks bouncing off Newby's head and into the goal, and just a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, especially from Alex Ovechkin.
That's right, and whereas Alexander Semin actually went to the net and got in a pushing match, so we saw some physical play out of Alexander Semin, so maybe not so characteristic turnovers out of Alex Ovechkin, and actually something that our friend Ted Starkey over the Washington Times has been talking about for a while is whether or not you want to keep Ovechkin on that point during the power play, because that seems to generate a lot of turnovers. So the Caps are now 13-4-1 on the season. They'll play again on Wednesday versus Buffalo, and we'll hope to catch up with you guys then. I'm Elisabeth for OFB TV.
And I'm Tara Wheeler. We'll see you later on in the season.